Welcome back to another episode of the I AFYL Podcast. Today on the podcast, we're going to answer a question. How do you protect your greatest assets in 2025? How do you protect your greatest assets? Now, here's the thing. We've got a lot of assets. You've got, financial vehicles. I mean, you got a business. You've got your body. You've got you got kids. Like there's so many assets to look at. And yet there's a number one asset that I believe many of us should be looking to protect. Now, there's going to be many things that we could go into. We're not going to go into all the many things. We're going to go into identifying what is it I really got to protect and what distractions potentially are out there lurking to literally get me and take me away from it. See, this is the week of the inauguration. The inauguration happened earlier this week. And boy, oh boy, just so many things are erupting right now. You got one side erupting on one way, got another side erupting on the other side. And here's what I discovered just in the past few days. Distractions are the killer of all destinies. Distractions are the thing that's going to steal away your greatest asset. And here's what your greatest asset is. And I'm going to formulate a question first. What can you do? What can you do? Now, this question, what can you do? It speaks to this one thing. It speaks to this one thing that we're going to get into and why this one thing is so important. And it's not going to be your job. It's not going to be your skill that you learned in college, your trade. It's not going to be any of those things. It's going to be that thing that is just you. We're going to get into that today because I believe today, if we don't protect this huge asset that's within our life, that is our life, it's almost like, what was the point of living if we didn't protect it? So that's what we're going to get into today. And man, if you haven't subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please go to YouTube, subscribe if you're not watching it there. The Healthy Accountant, you can catch us all over if you just look for the Healthy Accountant and subscribe and follow us wherever you are watching this podcast. We're not even going to do the introduction. We're just going to get right into this because this is something that's been weighing on me because I've almost been a victim. I've almost been a victim to distraction. How many distractions have there been? Many distractions have happened. Big distractions. You've got distractions that happened on day 1 of January where a bunch of people lost their lives in New Orleans. Then there was an explosion in front of a hotel in New Orleans. You've got the California fires. There was a shooting at a school just this weekend. There's so many things happen. And then there's all sorts of distraction right on social media because what happened is we've got these little things called smart devices, right? And these smart devices could be dumb devices, meaning these smart devices literally can steal your time. And here's how they're set up. They're set up for you to watch little increments of stuff, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. And because we watch those things, you watch 100, think about 100 shorts in a day at 30 seconds or at 1 minute. It's stealing our time. So what is the asset that we really have to protect? Here's the asset. And most of us have a hard time even identifying it. It's called your unique gifting. Everyone came to this planet with a unique gifting. And this gifting is literally our greatest asset because the unique gifting solves all of your problems. It solves all of the great things that you're looking at and saying, man, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. The gifting is what does it. Now, here's the thing. Many of us never discover what our true giftings are. Here's why. I could look at someone who is a rapper, a singer, an entertainer, a movie star, someone who has physically formed some sort of gift, and I could compare myself to them and then realize that, I can't do that. So I must not have a gift. All right. That's not how it works. You know, giftings are like little things inherent. Like my voice is a gift. How I speak is a gift. Because when I speak, something happens. That's a part of my gifting. Kind of like the things that I've learned. What it's done is it's been what's the word I'm looking for? It's been refining my gift. Just being able to take a concept and then distill it down to this whole concept of account for your life. And everything is about how to account for your life. And all that came as a result of a $20 bill. A $20 bill when I was just a young guy, just I'm in a state of lack, right? I grew up in the inner city. It was all about, man, we don't have enough. Well, we can't do this and we can't do that. And because I lived in this state of lack, then I just felt like it was always outside of me. And that, man, I don't know that I can do it. But the $20 put me in a position to move towards the gift that is me. A gift. See, a gift is not physical. See, we think the gift is physical. Now, people have physical gifts. Like Michael Jordan, he had a physical gift. LeBron James, they had physical attributes. Now, here's the thing. They had to refine their gifts. What's refinement look like? Refinement looks like, well, knowing that there's something you want to do, and then you find a way to develop it over time. I talked about this on a recent podcast. We looked at the Christ, Yeshua, and what the Christ had to do, which they don't show us in the Bible, is he had to develop his gift of healing. I'm under the impression that his gifting was something that had to be developed. He knew he was the Son of God, just like you are the Son of God. He knew he was the Son of God, and because he knew he was the Son of God, then he just walked in that. But he had to move towards learning in the gifting. If I'm the Son of God, the King of Kings, man, but he wasn't divinity. Like, he wasn't living in the state of the Almighty God. He wasn't living in that state. He was living in the humanistic state. And because living in the humanistic state, he had to take on the job of what a human has to do in order to develop. Hey, Jay, you're the account for life guy. You're the healthy accountant. So that means I have to develop into that. I have to develop. What does that really mean? Healthy accountant. I have to do a lot of exercise. I got to exercise my mind. I've got to figure out, a way to kind of contrast the topic of accounting and life. And I had to merge all these things together while learning it at the same time. Now, here's the thing. When you get to a point like Christ did, Christ got to the point where it just came together, and he says, oh, I think I'm ready. He knew it was time to walk in his destiny. See, here's the thing. The 5 questions. Now, what can you do? That's your gifting, right? But let's look at all 5 questions that would really enable a person to account for their life. Who am I? Who am I? See, this question is kind of like, well, we got to first figure out how to identify. We have to identify. So when I identify who am I truly, I got to come out of the humanistic state. I got to come out of the fact that I was born in Newark, New Jersey, and lived there for many years. And, and I was born to a certain family. I have to come out of that. I got to say, well, what's my true identity? Son of God. Son of the creator of all things. Whoa. I'm the son of the creator of all things. You're the son. We're all sons. Even though you could be a woman, we're all sons. So you're the son of a creator, of the creator. When we identify correctly, we remove limitations. I'm going to say that again. When we identify, remember, we're answering the question, who am I? So we have to identify who we really are, which is the Son of God. See, if I just merely go on the fact that I live here on this planet, I grew up in a certain place, I lived in a family, and I didn't have certain things, and this was hard, and that is, then I won't be identifying as the Son of God, because my model, Yeshua the Christ, he shows me what the Son of God looks like. The Son of God looks like a person who can do all things, a person who can do all things according to the work that they've been given. And when you've been given a work to do, remember, the question that we're answering here is how to protect your greatest assets in 2025, which is your assignment, which is, well, I'm sorry, it's not your assignment, it's your gifting. We get to assignment in a second. It's your gifting. That's one of your greatest assets, your gift. You got to protect it. What if Christ didn't protect his gifting? What if he didn't protect it? What if he allowed himself to get involved in certain things that literally made him really human in the fact that he was just doing dumb stuff and sinning and just doing the stuff that literally pulled him away from his gifting? What if he did that? He wouldn't have been able to live up to who we believe he is, or how he actually lived. And so when we're living up to our gift, then it's just a matter of, okay, what should I be doing? What can I do? What should I be doing? What could I be doing? When should I be doing what? And just literally block out. See, because remember, there's a lot of distractions. Right now, there's a lot of distractions. And the distractions are what's starving people and killing people and taking people away. And one thing I've noticed with the distractions right now is so many people are distracted politically. Like, I don't like this guy, and I don't like what he's doing. Forget all that. We got to focus on our gifts. So when we identify ourselves as the Son of God, it takes on a new meaning. I'm the Son of the Most High. Let's not go to the Most High, because in Genesis, it just says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And what that means is he is one of the most creative. He's the most creative being that's ever been. He can create everything, anytime, whenever he like to create it. And then he says that, hey, we're going to make somebody in the image that we are, and they'll be able to do things like what they'll be able to do things. They'll be able to dominate this planet. That's interesting. And because of that, when I look at it and I identify myself, I says, okay, I'm the Son of God, which means that I am creative and I can do things maybe that I haven't even thought of yet. God can do far more than you can ask or imagine through the power working in you. Ask or imagine. So whatever I can imagine, I can go further. I can go further than that. So when we identify, then it's like, where are you from? Now we've identified, so where am I from? That speaks to your origins. It speaks to kind of like, doesn't speak to Newark, New Jersey, or Maryland, or DC. It doesn't speak to anything. It just speaks to your origins. Speak to really where you're from, and just reconciling the fact that, hey, I'm the Son of God. I was created out of the heavens, and I'm here on this planet, and I'm here to answer what questions. Why am I here? This speaks to our assignment. So now before we can get to the gift, it's like we initially you just have you have an assignment. Like the reason why you're here is to solve some sort of problem. See, if we're going to protect our great assets in 2025, we got to understand who we are. We got to understand where we're from. We got to really know and really get honed in on the reason why we are here, so that our gift can literally just spew out of us. Things like going to the gym and working out, that's a part of my gift. It's a part of the process, because the development of the gifts required me to put myself in a situation where I could kind of like start seeing different sides of myself and start seeing how, I'm kind of, because of the kind of person I am, I'm regimented. I'm very regimented. Like I can do a regimen over and over. Like I can just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Now I don't always like it. Doesn't always feel good. But that's part of the development process, because when we develop our gifts, what we discover is that I don't have to compare myself to anybody anymore. I can look at someone else and I can see that they're doing something. I don't have to compare myself to them like, oh, well, they can do that better than me. Whatever. No one's better than me. That's why when you ask, like, someone who plays sports, basketball, whatever, someone asks a dumb question like, is anyone better than you? No one's better than me, because no one's better than them at being them. No one's better than them at being them. And so by us understanding who we really are, like the reason why we're here, then we get to this point where, you know what? I got a gift that no one has. I have a gift that no one has. I'm talking, not one person on this planet can do what I can do. Not one. Not one person on this planet sounds like me. Not one person on this planet has had all the experiences that I've had. Not one person can speak and make analogies the way that I can do it. Not one person has ever done all of what I've ever done. And because of that, I'm a one of one, no matter what. So it's kind of like, I'm in this industry of tax and accounting and this, that, and the third, and tax strategy, and somebody can do this and somebody can do that, but they cannot do it like me. See, I remember some years ago, and you should probably, I'm not sure if you do this, but I asked God, I just want to merge. I don't want to be one person during the day and another person, or one person during the week and another person over the weekend. I want to always be the same guy, literally doing the same thing. When I read the Bible and I see Yeshua and I see Christ as he really is, he just did the same thing every day, 7 days a week. He didn't stop. That's why they could not handle him doing stuff on the Sabbath, on the Sabbath. Because they felt like, well, you're working on the Sabbath. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm here for business. And because I'm here for business and it is my Father's business, then I can do it all the time. Now, here's the thing. The problem that a lot of times, we look at Christians and, you got this day and that day, and you shouldn't work on this day. That's because dummies aren't actually doing the thing that they've been sitting here for. And because you're not doing the thing you were sitting here for, you need a day off. You need to rest. Because you need to get back to the basics. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. You got to understand, well, who is this God? Who is this creator who actually did it all? Then that just means, I haven't quite connected to that. That's why you need a day off. But for those of us who discovered, I can do this every day. I don't have to stop. I don't have to take no days off. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't have to take days off in the sense that, I gotta stop working. Yeshua says, I do the job that my Father sent me, and I do it all the time. I'm not going to stop doing it. You're not going to tell me I'm not going to heal somebody on the Sabbath when they need healing. Why would I wait when they need the healing right now? Why would I not help somebody today? When I got that concept, I says, wow. That's powerful. See, if we're going to protect our assets in 2024, especially the greatest asset is you. It's not even just a gift. It's protecting you, meaning that's head to toe. Now we can get into the financial asset. The financial aspects of some of this protecting. Before we can even get into that, we got to value us. See, if I don't value me, if I don't value who I truly am, and I don't value the fact that, I'm the son of God. I'm from heaven. That's where my origin started. I just live here. And this is where I'm supposed to be and dominate, not to go anywhere else. I've got an assignment specifically on my own. That's why I'm here. And I've got a gift that literally can solve all of my problems and other people's problems, which would lead me to where I'm going, which is my destiny. Where are you going in life? See, protecting your greatest asset is knowing that all five of these things, who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do, which is my gifting? And where am I going, which is my destiny? And my destiny is all of this. And focusing so that the distractions of the inauguration, focusing on the distraction of what President Trump is doing. A lot of people are so distracted. Oh, because this person supported him, I'm not supporting. This is just hogwash. That's right. I've got too many friends that, yeah, that's right. I'm talking about it because it makes no sense. That means many people are not focused on what they need to be doing. You're so focused looking at somebody else. You're looking at somebody else and what they're doing that we're not focused on what we should be doing. Oh, they took DEI out of the companies. Oh my goodness, this is going to hurt us. So no, it's not. This is 2025. Look, back in the 60s, maybe it hard. This is 2025. There's no limits. There is no limits to what we can do. But here's the problem. Many people are still living in the past, looking at antiquated ways for doing things. They're looking at, well, because I'm black, and they got to, I got to make sure that I got to make sure I got a leg up. Here's what I learned in business. When you bring value, it doesn't matter what color you are. I'm gonna say that again. Say that again. When you bring value, it doesn't matter what color you are. You don't need a leg up because your value speaks for itself. But the problem is, many people think their value is their resume. Many people think their value is where they went to school. Many people think their value is the fact that, oh my goodness, this is, I went to school and I got this degree, so I should be able to get this job. No, that's not why you get the job. Sorry. You get the job because you're the best. You get the job because you have something somebody else doesn't have. When you go into the interview, you talk from a gifting standpoint. You talk about how there's no one like you. They can't do the job like you. See, here's the thing. But the problem is we're trying to do the job like everybody else. And so because we're trying to do the job like everybody else, then we need DEI. We need all these other things in order to help us to feel like we can do something. Sorry, this is not 1960, 50, 40, 1900, 1800. This is 2025. And in 2025, there is no limit to how much money you can make. There's no limit to all the things you can do. There is no limit to the types of jobs and positions you can get, because here's the thing, what I've discovered. I'm not saying that people aren't prejudiced, because many black people are prejudiced. Yes. You guys are some of the worst prejudiced folk. Talking about the other folk. Here's the thing, though. Look, as far as I'm concerned, I've been out of that game so long that it doesn't affect me. Some of you guys are in the game. Some of you guys are still in that corporate structure. And there was people who probably built businesses just on DEI and teaching and help doing stuff around it. And then when it goes away, a whole business goes away because it was Trump. It was something that probably shouldn't have been created. That's just my feelings, and you may not like it. A lot of people may not like this. I just know that from walking out of corporate America over 20 years ago, what I discovered is you can do whatever you want. You can make as much money as the value that you bring to the table. A lot of people, they look at jobs and, oh my goodness, I just want to make six figures. That's nothing when you go into business. You make millions of dollars. Like you can do so much more when you unshackle your mind. Now, that's the thing. Unshackling our minds is what will protect us in 2025. Unshackle. See, if we're going to protect our greatest asset, I said assets, but it's really one, which is you. Who am I? Where am I from? Why am I here? What can I do? My gift. Walking around in my gift all day, every day. So when I show up and someone wants to compare me to someone else that can do something similar, they can't do it like me because I can do something that's way better. Period. And if you don't like it, oh well. I'm not like that person, and I will never be like that person. So it's removing the fact that we are not the same, and I must develop my gift. I must spend the time. I must spend the time in the dark, not in the light. Most of what successful people do is they spend time in the dark when no one else sees because they've gone through a season where things was messed up. And then one day you see how successful they are and you're like, man, they got there so fast. No, they didn't. It took a lot of work to get there. But a lot of times we just want to fast track everything. But the Bible tells us, when I look at the story of Jesus as we close, when I look at the story of Jesus, this is what we got to learn from it. He spent time in development, just from 12 to 30, 18 years of full development. He protected his gift by developing it. So by the time he moved into his assignment, he had already done all the work. That's why he looked so powerful. And so we're looking like, man, well, he's the Son of God, so that's why it works. No, it's not that way, because it works the same for you. He says, you will do greater works than me. You will. So if you're going to protect your asset in 2025, go through the development of your gift. When you go through the development of your gift, now here's the thing, that's why this is so important, because when you develop your gift, the way you develop it is the way I develop mine is going to be different how you develop yours. So there's no cookie cutter way to do it. This is the problem with a lot of programs. I'm almost done. This is the problem with a lot of programs, because we go into a program, a coaching or whatever, the skill, we go to learn it. And here's the thing, it's you just got to stack that onto who you are and then continue to develop. Because just because I learned the skill that this guy used in marketing doesn't mean I'm going to get the same results, because we're different people. We've gone through different things. That's why when you take a program from anyone, you got to focus in on learning the thing, but not trying to get the same results as that other person, because that's not going to happen. So protect your asset, your life, by going into the phase of development. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me for another episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. And I look forward to serving you on many levels today, tomorrow, and beyond. I look forward to seeing you back here very soon. God bless. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.